Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. We have a special guest here in the studio, but first, let's take a look at our weather. Brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and his hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. And folks, comfortable. How about 70 degrees today and a low of 63? I mean, we're in what I call pre-spring, but we do have some colder weather coming for the weekend and a little bit of rain, not much. So we're all excited about all of this. So let's take a look at our temperature at the end of the pier. It's right at 59.5, and we've got all kinds of things going on here, but we're okay. River reading brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. We're looking at the Apalachicola at Bluntstown is at 15.7 this morning and dropping out. The Choctawhatchee at Carabelle this morning reading a 7.6 and a good steady drop. And the rain they're planning for us to get is just not going to be much rain at all. So the rivers will continue to drop for your weekend fishing if you're planning on fishing the river system or the creeks. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good strong tides like we've had all week. The low tide this morning, right now about 6:34 shortly, and then coming in strong till about 8:50 tonight. The wind now, I had to double check it. Calling for south at about 17. So anytime we get some double figures, we've talked about it before, just be aware of what's going on. So anyway, it's just going to be, should be a really nice day. Going to be a little breezy, so keep the bugs away from you. Let's take a break. We'll come back with our special guest.
At Bay Smile Docks, we know your time is precious. That's why Bay Smile Docks opens early at 7, and we're open late until 8. Request an appointment at baysmiledocks.com or call 271-2341 today.
Explore the retail paradise that has everything for your outdoor adventure. Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Make your outdoor journey complete at Blue Water Outriggers. Come visit us today.
Northwest Florida is a great place to live.
The attorneys at Manuel & Thompson are part of this community and have been for over 35 years.
We live, work, and play here. We worship here, we pay taxes here, and raise our families here.
When someone in our community gets injured, they deserve to have their claim handled by someone who cares.
Someone who specializes in serious injury cases and has a solid reputation.
Manuel & Thompson, helping injured people. That's what we do.
At Bay Smile Docks, we know how to make you smile. We're open early at 7 a.m. We're open late until 8. Request an appointment at baysmiledocks.com or call 271-2341 today.
Okay, folks, welcome back and welcome to our special guest this morning, T.C. Shan.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We're special, double glad to have him because, first of all, he's just a great outdoorsman and a great guy. I've known him a while, but he also owns a real estate company. They're coming on to start advertising with us, so we're doubly happy this morning to have T.C.
Well, we're excited to be a part of helping out and being a power partner with you guys, and I look forward to helping sponsor the show.
We talk about having our, outdoorsmen as advertisers, all of them, Drew Pollard and all these guys and girls that work with us, they love the outdoors, so this is something in common. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, so my name's T.C. Shand. I'm the broker-owner of Empire Real Estate of Florida, along with my wife, Savannah Shand, and we've been in the real estate industry for 6-7 years and absolutely love it. Got a little boy named Mason who is my absolute little sidekick, my little world, and I love the outdoors. Hunting, fishing, anything outdoors, I absolutely love it. Just being outside.
Y'all think he's going to fit in with us? Or what do you think? That's funny. Here's your we're going to show the business card one time. We'll have the commercial coming up next week or two, but here we go right here, phone number and all that. And what's cool, he's right down on Harrison Avenue, but we were talking about all the outdoor stuff you enjoy doing. Mm-hmm. And let's start off with this one right here, okay? Let's see. Tell us about that one.
That's the honeymoon buck. So my wife and I, when we got married, we left town. We were going up 231, and I said, right or left? What do you want to do? She said, take a right. So we went to Tennessee. We went all over, and she said to me, do you want to go somewhere and hunt? And I said, on our honeymoon?
You did a marriage?
Absolutely, I want to go hunt. So we went to a spot in South Carolina about an hour outside of Charleston, and we went and we hunted for 3 days there, and I was able to close the deal on that buck. It was pretty cool. We were taking a road trip in a little Camaro too. That was the thing. So I had this buck loaded in the back of a Camaro. It was a whole fiasco, but it was a good time. So that was the honeymoon buck.
I love that story. Well, how did you get up into real estate? How did that happen?
I always just had a passion for property. I was inside the construction industry, dealing with a lot of different things there, and I just took interest in it, and then once I started learning it, I really found, a passion for it, and being able to help people connect with what they're looking for. So you tell me, hey, I love to fish, and we're trying to find you somewhere on a lake or a creek or something like that. I enjoy looking for those kind of places for myself anyway, so if I can help you find it, I love it. Same thing with big tracts of land, seeing deer signs, seeing turkey signs, seeing all that stuff.
That's sort of what got us, going and all, because you really specialize. I mean, you sell everything and all, but y'all really were looking at hunting land and fishing properties and cabins and all, and that's your niche.
I love it. The sportsman's paradise. Everybody wants their little piece of heaven, and I like to help people kind of find it, or if somebody's trying to sell something like that, I enjoy being able to kind of advertise it, because I get excited to walk out and look, see a deer track or something there.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than being able to look at the deer sign or walk in and see a rub line or a scrape line and be able to pitch that and show people, hey, this place has some bucks on it, or turkeys or birds or whatever. So,
and I guess all different sizes too, 10 acres, 80 acres, or whatever.
Any of it. It can be an acre, it can be 20 acres, it can be 100 acres, it can be anything. I'm there.
TC, I'm still fascinated. I have some friends that have small parcels, 20 acres and 30 acres. They get a big buck every year. It's amazing. You don't have to have a vast amount of land to do that.
I had a 25-acre tract we hunted for 3 or 4 years that I always produced big bucks. It came off and dipped off in this big ravine, and the Chipola ran down it on the bordering property. And for whatever reason, they'd worked their way up that little ridge, and we had 3 little stands up there, and it always produced. So you never know what you're gonna run across, even on a tiny piece.
I'm like you. I've always really been fascinated with land and all, and my father-in-law was a real estate guy. I asked him when Gail and I first got married, I said, when's the best time to buy land? He said, now. And that's you look back over the years. I know you're a lot younger than me, but at what property was selling for back then, and y'all know what I'm talking about, and what it's selling for now.
Yeah.
And and we think it's high now, but it's not. I bought some property in the 90s, and it's crazy how much it's gone up.
The appreciation of property, it's people put songs out about it, buy dirt or say this or say that. It's one of those things, they don't make any more of it. So you got to get your hands on it, and as things develop, I mean, it's harder and harder to find those bigger tracts to be able to enjoy.
I talk to a lot of people here in Panhandle, all different different occupations and all. I've got some real estate guys all over. And they're talking about so many people you see are moving in, and these people have the correct change.
They do.
And you're seeing that, and they're buying in chunks of land and really nice homes on the bay and stuff like that. That's what we didn't used to have, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And now we have it, which is good and bad, because but.
If you've got something on the water, you've got something in the woods. If you want to sell it, sell it. But you aren't going to be able to replicate it in a few years.
I know it. So I'm glad you're specializing in that. And we've got we're going to talk about quail hunting and everything else. But let's get through some of these pictures. Here we go. Tell us about this big buck.
So a friend of mine, Josh Chapman, and he had asked me one day in the real estate office, he said, hey, you want to go hunt? I said, I can't today. He said, what about tomorrow? The wife gave the blessing. She said, I go play hooky. So we went out.
Good.
And he gave me an option. He said, I've got 2 stands you can go sit. One, you're going to have to walk a long way into the woods, and it's hardwood bottom, all this stuff. The other one, it's about a 200-yard walk. I took a long walk, and it paid off. So
cool.
That's the biggest buck I've ever killed. He made the Florida Buck Registry, all that. I had Derek Fussell score him and all. So I'm very proud of that one. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, Jackson County buck.
Jackson County.
Jackson County.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, come right back with T.C. Shan.
Hey y'all, C&G offers the best there is in both service and brand. Whether it be a Browning X-Bolt or Browning BAR, we strive to provide the best there is to our community. Remember that we have all your shooting accessories like AR-500 plates, plinking targets, eyes, ears, ammo, and much more for warmer outdoor activities. Serving our community since 1950, C&G Sporting Goods, located at 137 Harrison Avenue in historic downtown Panama City.
Are you looking for top quality and dependable pest control? Then call Gulf Coast Pest Control. Do it yourself or professional application. They will get rid of your ants, fleas, roaches, spiders, rats. Quality and reliable service. And they feature top-of-the-line termite control, pre-construction and preventative. Locally owned and operated family business for 34 years. Give them a call, 850-785-8844.
Hi, I'm Steve Wilson with Payroll Services. Business owners, have you heard of the ERC? It's a government grant program to help businesses affected by the COVID pandemic. Call us now to see if you qualify for up to $26,000 per employee. Remember, do what you do best and outsource the rest.
Because I love to run and spend time on my boat, I've spent a lifetime in the sun. Over the years, I've sought the advice of many dermatologists. None were as thoughtful and caring as Dr. Sinceri and his staff at Sun Dermatology. I highly recommend Dr. Sinceri and his staff to anyone seeking care above and beyond.
Sun Dermatology, now accepting new patients.
All right, welcome back. Here with T.C. Shan with Empire Real Estate. They're going to be part of the Panhandle Outdoors team. And speaking of being part of a team, you mentioned Derek Fussell and his outfit. Tell us a little bit about your connection with Derek.
So I am a pro staff member with a nonprofit organization called Camo Dreams. And what Camo Dreams does is it takes children with disabilities and or life-threatening illnesses, hunting, fishing, basically, taking kids to do things they may not be able to do without our help. So Derek has started this in 2004 and has taken kids on hunts all over. I mean, we've done things and fished with Harris Scruggs. We've taken kids, tied in with Buck Commander. I mean, he does a lot of different things to try to get these kids out here to hunt and fish. Whether that's providing track chairs, I mean, just all of those things. He had Christian Oftenkamp that him and his dad have High Tech Marine had built what we call the redneck blind, and it's on a trailer. So they had put a trailer, built the trailer out, did all that stuff. So, but I'm pro staff with Derek, and he's got a great cause there. Yeah. So,
and we on the show all the time we talk about doing good things for fellow men, and also for really with young people and all, and those that are not as fortunate as us. And we've had Derek on the show several times, and I'm so glad you're working with him and all, because that's doing good things.
He's very good people. He's got a big heart, and I enjoy helping him as much as I can.
Right.
So.
All right, we've got a couple more pictures now, so I want you to tell us about this. I see the shell being ejected. What's going on here?
We were burning the barrels up that day. We were shooting some doves, and I actually had some quail too. So it was a mixed day. There was a bunch of us out there just north of 388 there, burning the barrels on some birds.
Was that quail hunt or dove?
It was actually a mix of both. So we went out. Yeah, it was a mix of both. So we went out and we were dove hunting, and then they had got some quail, and so some people were trying to work some dogs and train some dogs and things like that to get them to flush. So we had a mix. It was an all day just nothing but burning barrels.
That's fun.
It was a lot of fun. I love it.
People, we're talking about burning barrels. What happens if you're not familiar with that term? You shoot 3 or 4 times, that barrel gets hot.
It does.
And I've seen it. I've done it duck hunting, and I've done it on dove shoots, and it starts warming up. So that's where the term comes from, and it's really a lot of fun.
It
really is. Okay, what about this pic?
That is my little boy Mason. So I think we were up at White Western, I believe there. We were kind of boat riding and doing a little bit of fishing. He loves the water. We spent a lot of time on the water. He loves that little tracker boat. I mean, we have a lot of fun on it. He wants to fish all the time. Wants to go to the woods with Daddy. Wants to go to the water with Daddy. He's my little sidekick. So
that's awesome. That is awesome. We got a rod there. Got it in the water. Yeah, that's cool. All right, we got the corn now.
Yep, got the yellow acorns out. He wants to go with me and do a little bit of help on some of that. He always says, "Let's go feed the deer, Daddy." So we go feed the deer.
Deer corn got expensive this year, didn't it?
It really did. It really did.
Okay.
It's my beautiful bride, Savannah. So she, her and I don't get to hunt as much as what we used to together. I don't get to hunt as much as I used to either, but you know, that's part of life. And but that was this time this year she got to go with me.
You know, it's honestly, when we talk about it, I've done it before. When you're in a blind, and you know, it's always fun being up there, but when you have your spouse in there, it's just that it's really special. Gail and I, we used to do something together, but we don't do much together anymore as far as getting in blinds. But when your wife goes with you in the woods and walking around,
it makes it fun. She's she's my little good luck charm.
If she'll take you hunting on a honeymoon, that's you know, that speaks volumes. So, all right. And y'all were warm that morning, right?
We were warm that morning.
Okay. All right, what we got here?
My little sidekick again, helping me load up some. Wanted to go feed some deer.
How many? You know, when you got your corn, how many feeders do you have out?
So I've got three spots that I feed up, and then I've got a few that I don't feed up. I've got one that I basically call doe heaven because it's all the does, and I stay out of there unless it's the rut. Yeah. But I just try to keep them fed. And then when the rut starts kicking off, I slip in there, try to keep low pressure on them, and it's paid off for us on those spots. Yeah. So
you know, you mentioned low pressure. We talk about that. You really got to just you got to chill, you got to cool it, just to get out there.
If you can stay out of there until the time's right. But I've also had to learn not to rely on those cameras either, because there's been times I'm sitting there and camera's not going off and there's a buck standing there, and I'm like, you know. So once you start to learn that, it's like, don't just always follow
this year I've got more comments on that one point right there about so many people, just like you just said, have seen here's the deer here and the camera didn't go off, and vice versa. And it's awesome. Okay, so what about this picture?
So that was one, I think after you and I last met, I went out, so I had a closing that morning, real estate closing, my phone went off, and I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. I go to the office, my camera goes off again. So that time I was relying on the camera a little bit. And I had to go up right there by my lease and do a walkthrough on a property. We were about to list, things like that. And I was with two of my agents, and I look at my phone again, and I'm like, do y'all need me anymore? They said, no, why? And I showed them the picture. I said, I'm about to go try to get on him. And I left, and I got in the blind, put my iPad in there. I'm typing up, you know, doing work stuff, and I look up, and about 2 hours later, there he is. So I was able to harvest him a couple weeks ago, middle of a work day. So I called him the lunch break buck, because instead of going to lunch, I went to the deer woods.
See, that's downright cool to be able. You saw him on the camera, went up there, you're still doing your work, and we don't get any better than that. I mean,
iPad technology makes a lot of fun.
I'm telling you, it does. Oh. Okay, we got another one here.
Yeah. So that one is, we called him half rack. Obviously he's not really a half rack because he's got one side that's a little fouled up. We've watched him. I figured him to be about 3.5. We had watched him, tried to see if, you know, maybe he had an injury or something like that. And I killed him during bow season, and he came in with another big 8-point. And I sat back and I looked, and we were sitting at the camp before we went and hunted, and I said, if, you know, we need to take him out, we need to get him out of the gene pool, whatever. And of course, that big 8 standing there with him, and I was like, well, I can't make a liar out of me. I said if I saw him, he would go, and so the 8-point still lives and moves for maybe next season. So
that's good. That's good. So how many different tracks do you hunt?
So right now, I just hunt the one primarily, and then I do a lot of public land stuff too. So as far as a lease and stuff like that, I stick to one big tract. I've got 2 spots, you know, over there. Well, we've got 2 sections, and I've got multiple spots within those sections. Yeah. But we do some public land stuff too. So
that's interesting to do public land. There's still good hunting out there.
There's there's big bucks, there's good bucks. You know, I mean, and there's some areas that aren't really as pressured as what some people think they are. You just got to get out there and, you know, put the time in. So.
Well, I know this time of year, the hunting season was winding down and finished in most areas and all, and you sort of catch your breath now. So,
catching the breath, you get to a point where you're like, okay, there's a little relief, but then you're like, it's one of those things, I'm going to miss it immediately. You know, already this week I'm sitting here going, I know we've got through the weekend for black powder, things like that, but I'm like, man, it's going to be gone. You know, I'm going to go wet a hook, but
Do you do much bird hunting, quail hunting, and much?
As much as I can.
Yeah.
So we typically put on at our lease. We put on a dove shoot, pretty big, and then I try to go to each shoot that I'm invited to, stuff like that. The one thing I haven't ventured out and done is any of the public land dove shoots and stuff like that, and I really want to go try to do that this year.
They don't really talk a lot about it, and I don't understand why, because I guess they don't want a lot of pressure. But there's some good dove fields in the public land. I know where a couple of them are, and every year I say I'm gonna hit. So next year I'm gonna try to hit one or two of them.
Well, we'll have to go together.
We need to do that. I've got a couple I want to show you. I know you got a couple you want to show me.
Absolutely.
We're going to take our final break. We'll be right back with TC Shan.
The President's Day sale continues here at the Sleep Center. Come on in and you can save up to $400 on Sealy adjustable mattress sets. Sealy, made in the USA, and available at
the Sleep Center, where it's bedtime all day long.
Hey everybody, it's Brad Stevens coming from Sunjammers Water Sports. If you're looking for a fun and exciting way to get out on the water with the entire family, check out the Hobie Eclipse boards. We got them in stock, all sizes, all colors, ready for a free demo and immediate delivery. Swing by Sunjammers Water Sports today to try the Hobie Eclipse stand-up paddleboard. Sunjammers Water Sports is located at 1129 Beck Avenue in beautiful, historic St. Andrews.
Williams Gun & Pawn in Lynn Haven is your one-stop shop for all your firearm needs. At Williams Gun & Pawn, they specialize in new and used firearms, ammo, accessories, and they also have a gunsmith on site for gun repair and cleaning. Williams Gun & Pawn. Buy, sell, pawn, and trade. Stop in today and browse their selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, movies, and more. Competitive prices, outstanding customer service. Williams Gun & Pawn. Open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 on Highway 77 in Lynn Haven.
Hi, I'm Wendy Chester Woodrick, and I would love to help you finally understand Medicare. Medicare can be confusing and it can feel overwhelming. I'm an independent agent and I'm contracted with several different carriers. So my goal is to make sure that you understand your options and help you decide what is best for you. So whether you're considering a supplement plan with Original Medicare or a Medicare Advantage plan, please give me a call or send me an email. I would love to help you.
the President's Day mattress sale continues here at the Sleep Center. You can save up to $800 on select Stearns & Foster adjustable mattress sets. Stearns & Foster, made in the USA, and available at
Sleep Center, where it's bedtime all day long.
Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. Glad to have TC Shan and Empire Real Estate coming on and being part of Panhandle Outdoors team, bringing you the best every morning in the outdoors. So we're glad to have you. Appreciate you.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Speaking of good sponsors, how about Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe bringing us our fishing game time today. We're looking at 9:45 to 11:45 this morning and 10:07 to 12:07. The obligatory question I always ask me outdoors when I do the game times, then, do you see action during game times and all? Okay, absolutely. That's the same. 100% of the time, outdoorsmen say, yep.
I watch it religiously.
That's cool. Okay, we got so much to talk about. We're going to finish up on the pictures and get into, we got a couple more big bucks to show you. So we got 2 or 3 more. So what about that one?
So we call him the back whack buck. If you look down below, you can see kind of how his back is raised there. He had actually been shot the season before, and I harvested him in a hardwood bottom. So.
And that's an older buck too, isn't it? Mm-hmm. All right.
That was the first deer that my dad had ever harvested. So Dad and I didn't grow up hunting together. He was military and did a lot of traveling, so that was last year. Put him on his first deer, so he was able to harvest 2 does and a buck last year. So
that's cool. You took, usually it's the dad taking the son for the first buck, so you took your dad for the first buck.
I did.
I love it. And he was military, so military family.
Yeah.
Cool. And that was it.
Yeah, that was the half wreck again.
Okay.
And that was the one I played cat and mouse with all year last year. He was very, very, very smart. If you crossed the mud hole, he'd know you were there. You know, it was one day I couldn't cross it and found him. So. Okay,
I'm gonna put you here. We're gonna talk about 1-527-6928. But
yes, sir.
The sportsman agent. How about that? Broker owner, the sportsman agent. What now your office down on Harrison Avenue, how many folks you have working for you?
We've got 11 of us total right now.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and it's we're keeping it growing organically, looking at, having the right strategic people in place, if that makes sense. So.
That's great to see you at your age running a business like that and all that. That's impressive. And, loving outdoors and your family and all this good stuff. You've had some good transactions. Early before the show started, I found an old picture in here of me. I was eating oysters with Mason and Walter, and I was thinking, this is good oyster time. And then we're talking about Gene's Oyster Bar, and you helped this sold.
Yep.
But tell us the story. You were part of the sale.
I was part of the sale, so I brought the buyer to Gene's Oyster Bar, dear friend of mine, pretty much like family, actually. And
let's tell who it is, because they know.
Yeah, so Ronnie Fowler, Bobby Creamer. They
used to advertise here on the show with a tractor service. Ronnie, the local guy, part of the family, sort of.
Yeah, pretty much part of the family. So we helped them make that stuff happen, and Miss Ann and Gina had great feelings about it, and I was glad to be a part of it. I've actually got a painting in my office of it. They've got a couple canvases in there, and I've put the picture or the painting up there in my office. When I look up, it's there right in front of me. So it's kind of one of those memories. It meant a lot to me to be able to be a part of the history of that. Yeah. So.
And you sold some good hunting property at that Mobile Swamp area. Tell us about that.
The Mobile Swamp property, that was probably one of the most unique pieces of property I had ever listed. And when I had first started to list it, it was before we got the rainy season. So everything was kind of dry. And when we got all the rain, it started to flood out. So I was waist deep in water getting pictures, and just it was a lot of fun, but just all the game sign there. So that's just north of Sunny Hills right there. You can actually get to it through Sunny Hills. But you want to talk about a wildlife sanctuary over there, just from a hunting standpoint, a fishing standpoint. I was very proud to be kind of a part of that, because that was a staple for a lot of people up in Washington County. Was if you could get in there to hunt and fish, you were somewhere that
And always full of wood ducks. I mean, there were wood ducks coming in. I mean, it was a heaven for wood ducks. And then you wade in to fish, and had some water moccasins in there too.
There's some snakes in there and a couple gators.
There's some gators in there. So that is neat when you're talking about the sportsman's paradise and all that. That's a unique place right there. When people come to you looking for property and all, what are they looking for? A little bit of everything, you said?
A little bit of everything. I get some people that want to do stuff where they're like, hey, I just want a little townhouse on the water with a dock so I can go bay fish, and then you'll get some people that say, hey, I want to live on Deer Point Lake, or I want to live on Econfina Creek. It just all kind of varies to what sportsman is looking for their specific thing. We all may love to hunt and fish, but somebody may love to fish the bay better than they do the creeks, and vice versa. So it's neat, because I get some people that call me, hey, I want to be on the river, but I want to be on the Apalachicola River, not the Chattahoochee, and vice versa. And so it's very unique to listen to what people's stories are, where they grew up fishing.
That's what's been fascinating me recently, within the last 10 years or so, how these little fish camps used to be nothing. I mean, value-wise. I mean, they're always very special, but value-wise, but now little fish camps, there are little lots there and all, have really gone up. And there's still some good buys I've seen.
There's some really good buys, and I had sold, I can't remember the historical name of it, but there used to be right there on West Arm Creek, as soon as you cross the bridge, there was an old bait store there.
Yeah.
It was converted into a house, and it was beautiful, just all the touches they had done on that. And I had sold it and set the record in Weewall for, house on the water, fish camp price, stuff like that.
Yes.
Last year. So
you're talking about a great location, that West Arm. It has been full of fish for years.
Yeah.
I mean, Bill Allen and I we love fly fishing up in that area. That's really neat. So if you're looking for a little secret hole, and a little getaway or something, get up with TC, and we're going to have him come on the show pretty regular now. We're going to bring some of his buddies. We got to get you to bring your wife on.
Absolutely.
But good luck with your real estate, and we're just so proud to have you.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate you letting me come in.
Well, he does a lot of good things too. When he works for Camo Dreams and on the staff there, that's good stuff. And we always talk about doing good things for our fellow man, and TC is an example of it. That's sort of how we got together and all just started talking about all these fun things. So appreciate you.
I appreciate you big time.
All right,
it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Looking forward to having you on again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And get your little buddy to school and all on time. You get to do that every day, don't you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate y'all watching Panhandle Outdoors, folks. The viewership is important to us. If y'all do something good today for someone else, you have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.